subscribers. We're nearly there, before the end of October, and I'm going to do something absolutely nuts. Make sure you subscribe, get your friends to subscribe, and ding that bell. You're going to really want to ding that bell.
We should just make it through here. Be fine. On the floor or on the drum?
I'm what's known as a type 1 consumer. Basically, love the idea of something, impulse purchase. And I'm not going to flagellate myself about this because 95% of customers are type 1 customers. It's just too bloody easy. This is where gadgets go to die. This is my bad space, full of dead drones and keyboards. In a way, these speakers, they're Bose, I think. This is what I first started production on when I was 17. You buy stuff that's good, but just isn't quite right. I thought I was going to shoot the whole vlog on this. That is a battery charger that's just not very good. This Roland keyboard forgets your controller settings. Percussion, trumpet fiddle. I've never ever used these RMEs. This Tascam recorder. I had it fixed in my mind how I was going to use it, and then it just didn't work out that way.
I always think it's like, imagine buying a house based on the photographs that estate agents take with those ultra-wide lenses that make everything look huge. I once bought a 4K camera thinking it was going to be like a big chunky thing that you can put on a stand. This is what came through the post. I strapped it to my head once when I was trying to work out what this vlog was going to be, and I didn't repeat the experience. I couldn't believe the deal this company had on some of their signature Le Creuset Dutch ovens until I received it.
Just piles of stuff that is almost what you want. I've got a bit of a problem. It's a relationship issue with a company called Reverb. I buy stuff from them, and what they then do is show me stuff that I really, really want that's a little bit more expensive than the thing I bought from them last time. Not least this thing that they showed me a few months back, and I just kept on going back to it, and they kept on chasing me around the internet. Something insanely rare and unimaginable, and something bloody expensive.
Tiny.
Ow. Fucking speakers.
It's 2 in 5 minutes.
But this may just be my rock bottom moment. This is genuine. I've never been so nervous filming one of these. A genuine unboxing. I haven't even pressed a note. What is it? It's an Electric Celeste, I think. If you recall, I've got a Fender Rhodes bass keyboard behind me, and believe it or not, that is the first commercial iteration of a Fender Rhodes. It came out a good 10 years before the Fender 79 key Rhodes. This, the Fender Rhodes Celeste, is incredibly rare, only made to order, and I believe less than 10 were made. And, well, it's an Electric Celeste. What's there not to be very excited about? It particularly suits a job that I'm working on at the moment. And, well, I just couldn't find anything out about it online until I really, really dug. I was getting very impatient. I bought this on Reverb. It was insanely expensive, imported from America. UPS were their usual crap self, having to ring me up, speaking to people sitting in their gardens in, well, put it this way, it sounded like the part of the world where motorcycles sound like this. And I thought I was being scammed. So during this whole rigmarole, I had a real proper dig into what this actually is. And I have a fear. I think it's just a small Fender Rhodes called the Celeste Edition. And therefore, what I've done, possibly, is buy a really small Fender Rhodes that's massively rare but not particularly useful to me.
I dread both outcomes because if it is an Electric Celeste, I'll never learn. And if it isn't, well, I fear I may have to change from being a Type 1 consumer to a Type 2.
Should we have a listen? It's only got 2 knobs. It's passive, so you don't need to plug it in. I guess let's hear it without the sound up. It's a fucking Celeste! It's a Celeste! It's an Electric Celeste! But with a Fendery sound. Let's turn it down a bit. So what? That's tone, volume. Funk Celeste. What a fucking relief. So I've had a few days with it now, and I can report happiness. I'm using a Neve 1073. I guess this is instrument level, so to up it as a line pre. And then I'm going into the Dimension D Roland, which is a lovely vintage stereoizer. I know that there are plugins that do that kind of stuff, but something that is from the 1980s imported from Japan is inherently cool in my mind, so I trust it more. And why don't we just have a listen to that, and then I'll show you with a few effects and stuff like that how it's coming out. So this is just with the Dimension D, so to take it from mono to stereo. Now, a typical thing to do immediately would be to add some delay. And a bit of reverb. Bit of distortion, that's what we like to hear. I think because it produces quite a siny tone, it really responds well to distortion, just like I guess an electric guitar does. So I'm really looking forward to actually putting that into some proper amps. That's going to be an absolute beast. But I did discover a really lovely sound, which is, surprise, surprise. I'm just going to take it down 2 octaves, make it smooth and lessen the tightness, and it's a really beguiling sound. So I thought I'd make it into a sample instrument. Currently in the Logic sampler, but I'm hoping by the time we relaunch PianoBook, where you'll be able to download this for free, that we will have a decent sampler version. I'll see if I can do some begging. So from October the 12th, and do join us if you're available from 5 p.m. GMT for a live premiere, the all-new PianoBook, where you'll be able to download this for free. Just look for Pitched Electric Celeste. So what about you? Are you a type 1 or category 1 or category 2 consumer? When are you most weak-willed? After a few Peronis in the evening, or maybe when you're feeling a little bit sad? Do you reward yourself with that enormous piece of equipment when you score a new job, only to realise that the job isn't going to pay you the amount that you spent on that enormous piece of equipment? I'd be really interested to hear what your buying habits are like, and whether you suffer from buyer's remorse.
We're mere custodians, and what I love about a successful purchase like today's was that it'll become my children's and grandchildren's, and I'll tell them the story about it, and hopefully they'll look after it and it'll appreciate in price, while certainly being of use to myself and eventually the community. Thanks as always for watching. Do subscribe. Really want to get to 100k before the end of October, and ding that bell. It'll be really worth your while. One of those for Fender and Rhodes. Speak to you later.